ever wondered how some businesses just seem to make their marketing look and feel effortless? Today I'm going to talk to you about the marketing menage, how we're going to lead people in through your marketing, and we're going to keep going round and round and round so that your marketing just gets better. Just in case we haven't met already, I'm Jenny Bush, aka the Equine Business Assistant, and I've been helping equestrian business owners to create stable businesses since 2018. So before we get to the marketing menage itself, we need to make sure that we know what we're going to offer them, we need to know how to attract them, and we need to be able to catch them. So first of all, before you think about getting all your marketing menage set up, I want you to think about your offer. So what is it that you're going to offer people, and how is that going to solve their problems and get that all set up? And once you know what you're offering, we're then going to go and catch them. We're going to attract them. So how do you catch ideal clients? There's some things that we call marketing a lead magnet that works really well. Having really good call to actions works really well, and putting content out there that is going to attract. It's almost like standing at the top of the field and shaking that bucket. They all start running up the hill. So we want to set a few things in place to make that happen for you, and I teach that in more detail in my Breaking In Your Equestrian Business course. But once we've got those assets in place, we're then going to enter the menage. We've caught up our horse, we've got it, and now we're going to go around the menage to make sure that we've got all these things going. So A of the menage is going to be your assets. So what marketing assets have you actually got? And some of these are going to be free and some of these are going to be paid. So it could be your Facebook page, it could be your Instagram page, it could be your website, it could be adverts, and we're going to think about all these different assets, your branding assets, and how we're going to put them all in place so that you know where they're at. And the idea with the marketing menage is you've got all these letters, and each letter we're going to focus on just one thing, get it fixed, move on to the next, and keep going round. And that way, each time that you loop the menage, you're going to build up another asset. So for the first asset, I would always suggest that you work on your email list. And we will talk a bit more about that, but think about that as a marketing asset. Like, how can you pull people into your email list? How can you improve that? And then you move on from A, where you've got all your marketing assets, to K, which is keep. K stands for keep. So how are you going to keep all of the people who come through your marketing in a place? Think of it a bit like your collecting ring. Where are you going to push them to? Where are you going to make sure that you put them all in one place that you can actually market to them? Otherwise, you're having to go all over the place. And we know if you're trying to catch two ponies, and one over here and one over there and one over there, you're going to catch none. So try and push everybody into one place. So again, this could be working on my email system and how I'm going to keep them in there. Or it could be, I'm going to keep them in a Facebook group for now, just because it's really simple. And like in my business, I've got email set up as a place to keep everybody, but I've also got the Equestrian Business Support Network, which is another option for people who aren't quite ready to join on an email list or don't want to have email. However, the downsides to using a Facebook group is I don't own that. If Facebook chucks me out of my own group, I can't contact everybody again. So just be aware of that. How are you going to keep everybody? Okay, so moving around the menage, we're on to the letter E. So E is for engagement. So this is where you're going to get your engagement strategy, because if we've got engagement, we are going to be able to find it so much easier to connect and convert, and it's going to help boost how we show up, especially for social media. And actually, when it comes to engagement, you need to do the work on this. You can't sit on a horse and expect the horse to automatically put itself into the right position that it's going to engage its hindquarters and move forwards. No, you've actually got to help the horse to do that. And in order to do that, you've got to apply some aids. So it's about you going out there and starting conversations, asking questions, putting content out that's actually engaging every now and then. So think about your engagement. The next letter in our marketing menage is H, which is for hold. So once you've got everybody, you've got your assets, you've got your place to keep them, you've got your engagement strategy, how are you going to hold them? How are you going to make sure that you contact them? How are you going to make sure that you hold their attention? And so that is about like, okay, I'm going to contact them weekly, I'm going to send emails, I'm going to make sure that I produce really good high value content that's going to answer their questions. Or maybe I'm just going to go live every week. Could be something really, really simple. We don't have to make this too hard. Just go through it each month, and you'll soon find that all your marketing will start to feel a lot easier. So you've got hold of them, you're contacting them. You've also, especially with contact, I think it's really important that you establish some boundaries on that one. So while we're thinking about holding them and contacting them, make sure that you're really clear on your boundaries, like where can you be contacted, when can you be contacted, when can't you be contacted, and make sure you're putting that into your contacts so that people know that that's going to happen for you. So we've got hold of them. The C stands for converting. So we need a system and a strategy that's actually now going to convert them into clients. So things that are going to make sure that they move into your sales pipeline and up the client mountain block. So do make sure you check out my video on the client mountain block if you're not sure about the stages of clients. So it's about thinking about where they are in the system, where they are in the client mountain block, and what you can do to actually move them up. So are you inviting them to take the next step? Are you actually offering your products? Are you actually making sure you're reaching the right people with the right offers? So get your conversion strategy together. Then we move on to your M of your marketing menage, and it's about looking at your messaging. So go and have a read of all your posts and all your website content or your blogs, and is your messaging a bit jumbled? Because if somebody's confused, they're not going to be able to take that action and buy. So it could be a case of going out and editing some, really getting clear on your messaging and what you need to be saying to be understood by your ideal clients. And then we're moving around the menage a bit more. We're on to B. So B stands for the bond. And I want you to think about the nurture sequence. Like, how are you going to nurture people? Because people aren't ready to always to take that step to become a client or a customer from word go. It's a bit like asking somebody to marry you on the first date. They're not yet ready. So it's about thinking about processes that you can use to nurture, and that can be thinking about the content that you use to nurture. Perhaps you've got a nurture sequence in place, so it's like an email sequence that sends them through what they need to know before they come to you, before they work with you. Or it could be as simple as, I'm just going to make sure I check in with people every week and just make sure that they're okay, and it really makes a big difference. So think about the nurture and the bonding. Like, how do you create that bond? Because it builds trust, and we really need trust in our businesses and our clients. If they don't trust us, they're not going to give us their money. They've worked hard for their money. Why would they give it to you? And then finally, around the marketing menage, we're on to F, and F stands for flow. So this is about thinking about traffic sources. How are you going to get people to flow through to your business? How are you going to get people to flow into your business? So traffic, it's about SEO. It could be adding in an ads campaign like on Facebook or Google ads or YouTube ads, or it could be thinking, okay, where are people that I need to connect with, and go in and getting some traffic from a Facebook group where your ideal clients are and directing them through, so you're keeping that flow going. Because otherwise you've built your business off some country road and nobody's going to know where you are, so they're not going to be able to book and buy. So you've got to be thinking about, how am I bringing that flow in, how am I creating that flow and getting it going. So just a quick recap: the marketing menage. A, assets, all of the things that you use to market your business. K, keep, get them all in one place. E, engage, start that conversation, develop a relationship. H, hold, how will you contact them? C, convert, How are you going to convert them into clients? Messaging really, really matters. B, bond. How are you going to create that bond so that they trust you? F, flow. How are you going to make that traffic flow through your business? So in my course, Breaking in Your Equestrian Business, I'll share more on how you can actually put this in place in your business and keep it going. And so what I suggest is maybe write down all those letters, all those different things, and just work on one thing of each. Then go back to the start and work on one thing again. Check how you're leading people in, your content, your magnet, your attraction, your offers, how you're shaking that bucket to call them in. And I hope this has helped you to think about your business in a different light. If it has, please do hit the like and let me know. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a future episode of the Equine Business Show. Be sure also to check out other episodes, and if you're on Facebook, head to the Equestrian Business Support Network, which is my free Facebook group where you can connect with me and thousands of other equestrian business professionals. But until the next episode, kick on!